Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Dear cadets of class 11, Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to all of you. How are you, my dear cadets? I hope you all are fine at your respective homes. I welcome you all to my online class today. This online class will be helpful to you for continuing your lesson because you know very well due to corona you cannot attend your regular classes long time. First of all, let me introduce myself. I am Muhammad Moinuddin Khan, Assistant Professor of Botany, Department of Biology, your teacher. At the beginning of my today's class, you have to know what is COVID-19 and how COVID-19 affect the body. Gentlemen, let's see the video clips about COVID-19.
COVID-19 is the short name for the disease known as novel coronavirus disease 2019. Coronaviruses are a large group of similar viruses. Some are known to infect humans, such as SARS-CoV and MERS-CoV. The one that causes COVID-19 is called SARS-CoV-2. All coronaviruses are named for the crown-like spikes that cover their surface, called spike or S proteins. Inside the virus, genetic material called RNA is made up of genes. Genes carry the information to make more copies of the virus. The virus can infect you if it enters your mouth, nose, or lungs. Inside your body, the S protein of the virus locks to a receptor on the surface of one of your cells. This can trigger the virus to enter the cell in a couple of ways. It may cause the virus to fuse with the cell surface, then release its genes into the cell. Or the cell may pull the virus inside by enclosing it in a sac. Once inside, the virus can fuse to the sac and release its genes. Next, the genes use a structure in your cell called a ribosome to make new copies of the virus. The new viruses travel to the surface of the cell. There, they leave to infect more cells. In the meantime, viral S proteins left on the surface of the infected cell can cause it to fuse with nearby healthy cells, forming a giant cell. This may be another way for the virus to spread between cells. People may be infected with COVID-19 for 2 to 14 days before symptoms appear. The three main symptoms of COVID-19 are a fever, cough, and shortness of breath. Other symptoms may include tiredness, body aches, stuffy nose, sore throat, diarrhea and vomiting, loss of appetite, and loss of smell. Most people have a mild illness and can recover at home. Some people who have the virus may not get sick at all or may show no symptoms. But if you have trouble breathing or any other symptoms that are severe, call your doctor or the emergency room. They will tell you what to do. For most people who have the virus, the risk for serious illness is thought to be low. People 65 years and older may have a higher risk for serious illness. And people of any age may be at high risk if they have underlying conditions, such as chronic lung disease or asthma, serious heart conditions, diabetes, severe obesity, chronic kidney disease, and liver disease. High-risk groups also include people with a weakened immune system, including those on certain medications, such as corticosteroids, people in cancer treatment, and those with HIV or AIDS. Even if you aren't in a high-risk group, it's important to practice social distancing, which means keeping at least 2 meters or 6 feet between you and other people. This helps prevent infections and serious illness in others as well as yourself. For up-to-date information about COVID-19 and other ways to prevent its spread, visit the CDC website at...
Now, my dear cadets, Our today's topic is cell chemistry, chapter 3, and main subtopics is lipid and amino acid. Now, learning outcome. At the end of this class, you should be able to learn to explain the chemical components of living body, describe the classification of lipid, describe the role of lipid in living body, to describe the meaning of LDL and HDL, and to describe the classification of amino acid. Some important keywords: lipids, ether, benzene, glycerol, galactose, hydrolysis, conjugated lipid, oil, steroids, terpenes, rubber, phospholipid, triglycerides, sulfolipid, terpenoid, glycolipid, wax, LDL, HDL, amino acid, aliphatic amino acid, aromatic amino acid, heterocyclic amino acid. Now, my dear guests, what is lipid? Lipid is an organic saturated on or unsaturated fatty compounds composed of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, but not similar to ratio of 1 is to 2 is to 1. It is found in the plants, especially in the fruits and seeds. Greek word lipos means fats. Structurally, it is the ester of glycerol and fatty acids. It is also called fat. Phosphorus and nitrogenous base may also be present in the lipid. Now, characteristics of lipid. It is insoluble in water but soluble in alcohol, benzene, chloroform, acetone, petroleum, and ether. It is tasteless and colorless. It remains as ester of fatty acid. On hydrolysis, it converted into fatty acid and glycerol. It is lighter than water. It floats over the water. In normal temperature, the liquid lipid is called oil and the solid one is called fat. Now, function of lipids. Lipids are stored as reserve food in the plants as soil, oil, fats, and wax. It acts as a structural component of cell membrane. Waxy lipids on cuticle layer of leaf prevent excess transpiration. And lastly, it acts as prosthetic group in some enzymes. Now, types of lipid. On the basis of structural nature, lipids are of three types. One is simple lipid, then compound lipids, and lastly derived lipids. The lipid which consists of only fatty acid is called simple lipid. Fat, oil, wax, etc. The simple lipids. Compound lipids. The lipids which consist of organic and inorganic substance with simple lipid is called compound lipids, like phospholipid, glycolipids, and lipoprotein. Now, derived lipids. Derived lipids are the products of hydrolysis of a simple or compound lipids. Steroids, terpenes, rubber is the example of derived lipid. On the basis of chemical composition, on the basis of chemical composition, lipids are triglycerides or natural lipids, phospholipid, glycolipids, terpenoids, and wax. Now, my dear cadets, triglycerides. The lipids which consist of three molecules of fatty acids and one molecule of glycerol is known as a triglyceride. They are known as natural lipids. There are two types of triglycerides. One is fats and another is oils. Now, fats. Fats are those type of lipid which remain soil state in room temperature. It is the star of saturated fatty acid and glycerol. Now oils. The triglycerides, which consist of unsaturated fatty acid and glycerol and remains liquid from in room temperature, is known as oils. The melting point of oil is very low. Now my regards its function. This lipid stores as fats and oils in seeds and fruits. During germination of seeds, they converted into carbohydrate and supply for the embryo. Now, phospholipid. The lipid which is formed by the combination of fatty acid, glycerol, and phosphates is known as phospholipid. Lecithin, cephalin, plasmalogen are the examples of phospholipid. Now, its function. It helps to coagulate of blood. It acts as a processing group of an enzyme, the cell membrane, nuclear membrane, and the membrane of mitochondria, chloroplast, endoplasmic reticulum, etc., are made of protoplast. Now, glycolipid and terpenoid lipid. The lipid which is formed by the combination of glycerol, fatty acid, and glucose or galactose is known as glycolipids. Function: it is found mostly in the photosynthetic organisms in chloroplast. Uh, Secondly, to help the photosynthesis process. Now, my dear terpenoids. The lipid which is formed 5 carbon isopenoid units like steroids, terpenes, carotenoids, etc. is called terpenoid lipid. The lipid which is formed 5 carbon isomeric unit like steroids, terpenes, and carotenoids. Now, steroids. Steroids are isopenoid compounds which contain normally 27 to 29 carbon molecules. They are generally known as steroid due to presence of hydroxyl groups like cholesterol, sigmastrol, beta cistrol. Cholesterol plays a vital role for physical fitness. The amount of cholesterol is comparatively high in animal, especially in red meat. Cholesterol is of two types. One is HDL, it means high density lipoprotein, and another is LDL, it means low density lipoprotein. Firstly, high density lipoprotein. The amount of HDL present in blood higher than 40 milligram per deciliter is good for health. Many animals hormones are steroids, including estrogen and testosterone. Cholesterol is one of the raw materials for vitally. The amount of HDL is higher in women that of men. For that, cardiac attacks is less in female than the males. Transfer of blood become less in heart due to narrow passage of artery because of high cholesterol in blood. Now, low density lipoprotein means LDL. The amount of LDL present higher in blood is harmful and responsible for cardiac arrest. In human blood, it is normal level is less than 130 milligram per deciliter. Now, what is terpenes? Terpenes are composed of 10 to 40 carbon isopenoid units. They are volatile oils found in peanuts, pudina, mint, and tulsi plant. Now, rubber. About 3,000 to 6,000 isopenoid get together to form rubber. Rubber is extracted from Heba brasiliensis plant. It is used to make tube and tire of buses, trucks, cars, bicycle, rickshaw, etc. Now wax. It is composed of one molecule of monohydric alcohol with one molecule of 5 of fatty acid. The wax produced in plants are varies species to species. In some plants, it is made of 20 to 32 carbons or 40 to, sorry, uh, 24 to 36 carbons or 52 to 55 carbons in a wax molecule. Natural wax is also available in honeycomb. It is insoluble in water. In it is inert because there is no double bond in the molecule of wax. The chain is very long. Now, function. It is present in the surface of leaf, stem, fruits as a protective layer. They form cuticle layer on the surface of leaf to reduce transpiration. Candles are made from wax. It is stored as fat in oil seed. It is also used in cosmetic industry. It acts as a constituent materials of cell membrane, nuclear membrane, mitochondria, etc. Lipoprotein and phospholipid is the now, my dear cadets, it's time for amino acid. The organic acid which contains at least one carboxyl group and one amino group, or in other words, one or more than one hydrogen molecule of an organic acid is replaced by an amino group is known as amino acid. Glycine, alanine, valine is the example of amino acid. Amino acids is the structural unit of proteins. There are at least 28 amino acids, of them 20 take part to form different types of proteins. The general formula of amino acid is here R, my dear cadets, here R is the simple hydrogen molecule or a complex organic groups. This is R. Now function, formation of protein is the main function of amino acids. The carboxyl group that attached to the carbon molecule is called alpha carbon. Now, classification of amino acids. There are three groups of amino acids on the basis of their properties: aliphatic amino acid, aromatic amino acid, and heterocyclic amino acid. Now, firstly, aliphatic amino acids. If the R part of an amino acid is replaced by aliphatic compounds is known as aliphatic amino acid. They are of seven types on the basis of their structure. They are as follows: monoamino monocarboxylic amino acid. This type of amino acid is composed of one amino group and one carboxyl group. They are in five number like glycine, alanine, valine, leucine, and isoleucine. These amino acids are also called natural acid. Look at this, my dear cadets. These are the natural amino acid: glycine, alanine, valine, leucine, isoleucine, etc. Now, my dear cadets, monoamino dicarboxylic amino acid. These amino acids contain one amino group and two carboxyl group. As for example, aspartic acid, glutamic acid, they are two neo two in number, aspartic acid and glutamic acid. Now I guess diamino monocarboxylic amino acid. Two amino groups and one carboxyl group form this type of acid like lysine, arginine, hydroxylysine. Now, monoamino monohydroxyl amino acid. This type of amino acid contains one amino group and one hydroxyl group. Threonine, serine, the number of this acid is two. One is threonine and serine. Now it is sulfur combined amino acid. This type of amino acid is combination of one amino group and one carboxyl group with sulfur, like cysteine, methionine, etc. Now, aromatic amino acid. If the R part of an amino acid is replaced by benzene compound is known as aromatic amino acid. Phenylalanine tyrosine is the example of aromatic amino acid. Now, heterocyclic amino acid. This type of amino acids are structurally quite different from the above discussed amino acids. They are of 4 in number: proline, hydroxyproline, histidine, tryptophan, etc. are the heterocyclic amino acid. Now, protein and non-protein amino acid. The main function of amino acid is to make protein. The amino acid which forms protein is called protein amino acid, like glycine, alanine, valine, and the amino acid which does not take part to form protein is known as non-protein amino acids, like ornithine, citrulline, homoserine, etc. Now, my dear guys, no more today. Thank you, my dear cadets, for attending my online class. If you have any question and query on my class, you can clarify it having online session with me at the period of your scheduled classes. Thank you for patient hearing and viewing. At last, stay on home because we are passing critical and crucial moment, and maybe the second wave of COVID-19 is knocking at the door. Dear cadets, take healthy foods, take necessary rest, take fresh drinking water, wash your both hands with soap frequently, don't go outside here and there. Please don't go outside here and there. Please take care of your parents. Pray to Almighty Allah 5 times so that we all are overcome this crucial situation. May Almighty Allah bless us all. Thank you once again.